Red flags everyone ignores until it's too late. Stop lying to yourself. That person who makes you feel drained after every conversation? Red flag. That friend who can't celebrate your wins without making it about them? Red flag. You know it, I know it, but you keep making excuses because facing the truth means you'd have to do something about it. What I'm about to share with you are the red flags that 90% of people miss. Not because they're hidden, but because we've been trained to explain them away, to give people the benefit of the doubt, to ignore our gut instinct. These aren't the obvious red flags everyone talks about. These are the subtle ones that slip past your defenses and cost you months or even years of your life. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll never miss these warning signs again. They seemed perfect at first. Charming, attentive, always knew exactly what to say. You felt like you'd finally found someone who got you. But looking back now, 3 months after everything fell apart, you realize the warning signs were there from day one. You just chose to ignore them. I learned about these red flags the hard way. Fair warning, this might get uncomfortable. You might recognize some of these behaviors in people you care about. That's normal. The question is, what are you going to do about it? Red flag number 1, they never let you finish talking. Now, I'm not talking about occasional interruptions. We all do that when we're excited. I'm talking about people who consistently cut you off, finish your sentences, or immediately redirect conversations back to themselves. Picture this. You're trying to share some exciting news, and before you can even get to the good part, they jump in with their own story. Every single time you start to notice you never actually finish telling them anything important. Here's what this really means. They don't value your thoughts enough to hear them completely. To them, conversations aren't exchanges. They're opportunities to talk about themselves. They're literally training you to believe your voice doesn't matter. But here's why we ignore it. We tell ourselves they're just enthusiastic or passionate. We make excuses like they're going through a lot right now, or that's just their personality. Stop. Enthusiasm doesn't require silencing others. Red flag number 2, their compliments feel like backhanded insults. You look so much better when you actually try. You're so brave to wear that. I love how you don't care what people think about your hair. You're smarter than you look. These aren't compliments, these are power moves disguised as kindness. They're designed to make you feel grateful while simultaneously undermining your confidence. It's called nagging, and it's a psychological manipulation tactic. They give you just enough validation to keep you around, but never enough to make you feel secure. They want you slightly off balance, always trying to earn their approval. Why do we ignore this? Because we focus on the compliment part and dismiss the insult as unintentional. We think, at least they're trying to be nice. Number. Someone who genuinely likes you doesn't need to tear you down to build you up. Real compliments don't have conditions or comparisons. They don't make you feel worse about yourself. If you walk away from their compliments feeling confused or slightly hurt, trust that feeling. Red flag number 3, they always have to fix your problems instead of just listening. You mention you're stressed about work, and they immediately launch into a 15-minute lecture about time management. You share that you're sad about a family situation, and they start problem solving before you've even finished explaining. Here's the thing, sometimes people just need to be heard. Sometimes we share problems not because we want solutions, but because we want connection, understanding, or just someone to validate that what we're feeling is normal. But these people can't handle that. They have to be the expert, the one with all the answers. Your problems become opportunities for them to showcase their wisdom, their superiority, their ability to save you. What they're really saying is, your feelings are inconvenient. Let me fix you so I don't have to deal with your emotions. They're not helping you. They're helping themselves feel more comfortable. We ignore this because we think they're being helpful. We appreciate that they care enough to give advice. But notice, are they actually listening to your problems, or are they just waiting for you to stop talking so they can start solving? Red flag number 4, They forget to include you, but remember everyone else. They organize the group dinner and somehow your name slips their mind. They plan the weekend trip and assume you wouldn't be interested. They start group chats without you, then act surprised when you mention feeling left out. One time? Maybe it's an accident. Twice? Could be a coincidence. But when it becomes a pattern, it's intentional. They're sending you a message about your place in their hierarchy. And when you bring it up, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I totally spaced. I didn't think you'd want to come." You're being too sensitive. They make you feel bad for noticing their behavior. This is social manipulation. They keep you just close enough to be useful, but not close enough to be an equal. You're the backup friend, the convenient option, the person they remember when they need something. We ignore this because we don't want to seem needy or demanding. We tell ourselves they're just disorganized or busy. But here's the truth. People make time and space for what matters to them. If they consistently forget about you, it's because you're not a priority. Red flag number 5, they can't handle your good news. You get a promotion, and their response is, "Oh, cool," before immediately changing the subject. You share exciting news about your relationship, and they find reasons why it won't work out. You accomplish something you're proud of, and they either minimize it or one-up you with their own achievements. "That's great, but did you hear about my..." "Well, just wait until you see what the job is really like." "I'm happy for you, I guess. I just hope you don't change." These people are enthusiasm vampires. Here's what's really happening. Your success triggers their insecurities. Instead of genuinely celebrating with you, they see your wins as their losses. Your light doesn't inspire them. It threatens them. Compare this to how real friends react to your good news. They get excited with you, they ask questions, they want details, they celebrate your wins like they're their own wins because that's what genuine care looks like. We ignore this red flag because we think they're just having a bad day or they're stressed or they're not good at expressing emotions. But celebration is a choice. Someone who genuinely cares about you chooses to celebrate your victories, even when they're struggling themselves. Red flag number 6, they're physically present but mentally elsewhere. You're telling them something important, and they're scrolling through Instagram. You're having dinner together and they're responding to texts. You're spending time together, but you feel like you're competing with their phone for their attention. This isn't about being addicted to technology. We all struggle with that. This is about consistently choosing digital distractions over real human connection, especially when that human is supposedly important to them. Watch their body language. Are they turned towards you or away? Are they making eye contact or looking past you? Are they responding to what you're actually saying or giving generic responses that could apply to anything? We excuse this by saying, "Everyone's on their phone these days," or "They're just busy with work." But the people who value you will put the phone down. They'll be present because they want to be, not because they have to be. Here's the hard truth that nobody wants to admit. We ignore these red flags because acknowledging them means we have to do something about them. And doing something about them is scary. It's easier to make excuses than to have difficult conversations. It's easier to tolerate bad treatment than to risk being alone. It's easier to hope people will change than to accept who they really are. But here's what I learned. Tolerating disrespect doesn't make you a good person. It makes you a doormat. And doormats don't inspire respect. They invite more disrespect. So what do you do when you recognize these red flags in your life? First, trust your gut. If something feels off, it probably is. Stop talking yourself out of your instincts. Second, document the pattern. One incident is data. Multiple incidents are a trend. Stop giving people credit for the person they could be and start dealing with who they actually are. Third, set boundaries. You don't have to accept bad behavior just because someone doesn't think it's bad. Your comfort and respect matter too.